0. So to do so, select the pelvis joint and go to the modify and freeze transformation. As well as you can reorient all the joints in a hierarchy automatically to your preferred orientation such as XYZ. Select the pelvis joint as it is selected already. Select skeleton and orient joint option. Orient joint options. Make sure that orientation is set to XYZ and then click the orient button. All of the joints are now reoriented to have the x-axis pointing towards their children. But remember one thing, that the automatic orientation of the joints is not always perfect depending on how your skeleton was built. It can flip orient. It can flip certain local rotation axes and you need to manually fix those pivot points. Select the pelvis joint as it is already selected. Press F8 to go to the component mode and enable the mask button. F8. Now you are in component mode. And enable mask button. Mask button. And then click the question mark, which is select miscellaneous, and in this way you can see all of the local rotation axis and all of the orientation of your joints, and you can make sure that X is really pointed to the child bone in all of the joints. Suppose we see the joint of ear, the parent joint of ear, and we can see that x-axis is pointing to the child and the next axis is also pointing to the child. And make sure that in all hierarchy this is correct, even in fingers of the object this is correct. In this way you can make sure the orientation of your object. It might seem confusing at the moment, but changing the local rotation axis is quite easy. There is one axis per joint, and if you dolly closer to a joint you will see that the axis respects the right hand rule, where the x-axis points towards the first child joint. As you have seen, in certain cases you will not want the automatic orientation setting. The problems usually arise when you select multiple bones and rotate them at the same time. For instance, if you select the head and neck joints, you would notice an odd rotation since their rotation axes are not aligned. Let's see this. Go to the component mode, go to the object mode, select the head joint. Then get the rotate tool and try to rotate the head joint. Try to rotate the head.